So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So, welcome you all students in your 10th semester. That our topic of forensic pharmacy is that the first chapter is of Pharmacy Act 1967, which is amended in 1973 and then later on in 2013. So, that amended act we have to learn today. So, it's the basic, So it is known as Pharmacy Act 1967, 11 of 1967. So and then amended. First, it was amended in 1973, 8th February, then in 2013. So you can say that if you go definition, an act to establish pharmacy council to regulate the practice of pharmacy. The basic function, the basic need of that, because you may have know that there was previously a Pakistan Medical and Dental Council, which has been now replaced by Pakistan Medical Commission, PMC. There is also Engineering Council, Pakistan Engineering Council. There is also a Pakistan Nursing Council. Now, what the function of nursing? They regulate the education or system of these professions. So the basic function this act was to establish pharmacy council to regulate the practice of pharmacy in Pakistan. So further we can say that what it do, it expedite to establish pharmacy council to regulate the practice of pharmacy and to provide matters connected therewith and incidental thereto first. And whereas the national interest of Pakistan in relation to the achievement of uniformity within the meaning of class 2 of article 131 of the Constitution requires central legislation in the matter. So whatever the acts are promulgated, are issued, are allowed, they must has origin from the Constitution. So it is from the article 131 of the Constitution from where these councils are regulated. It is class 2. Now, mostly these have sections, or these are known as clauses. When you read these laws or act, they may be known as clauses or they're known as sections. So it is class 2 of article 131 of the Constitution of Pakistan, which requires central legislation in the matter. So it is hereby enacted as follows. What? The short title, extent and commencement. One is so it is the act is known, and the act may be called the Pharmacy Act 1967. Second is that it extends to the whole of Pakistan. Third, it shall commence into force at once when it is notified. Then it has come. So it is from 1967. This act was notified and it was in force. Later on, it has to be amended as the requirement of the country in 1973 and later on in 2013. So we go for further. So this is the previous one, the class 1. Now the second, this is the class 2. This is the class 2 or section 2 of this act is that first the definitions, because all the official definitions has been provided in such acts. The first one is that in this act, unless there is anything repugnant in the subject or context, A. Now 2, subclass A. First means approved. Now under the act, approved means approved under section 18 or as the case may be, Section 19. Now, these are two further sections of the Pharmacy Act. So definition of approved means falls under the Section 18 and sometime under Section 19. So that is known as approved means. You go to these sections and then you know that what is the meaning of approved. Now Section 2B. Always whenever you read these sections, you have to read like this. Section 2B. Earlier word Section 2A. These are separate section or subsection. So whenever you have to remind someone, you have to told to someone, you have to say Section 2B. Now Section 2B says that Central Council. Central Council means the Pharmacy Council of Pakistan, established under Section 3. Later on you will see that what is Section 3. So 2B states that there will be a Central Council or Pharmacy Council of Pakistan, titled with Section 2C. Again, you get council. Council means a Pharmacy Council established under section. The same, the first was B was, there may be a need of Central Council. And Section 2C, they have given the name, title. A Pharmacy Council established under Section 3 is a legal body which has to regulate the pharmacy education. Then Section 2D. Whenever you have to say, always read complete section. When I ask you, what is Section 2D? Means subsection D with 2, you read that. It's a medical institution, means an institution whose medical qualifications are recognized under the Medical Council Ordinance 62, and that is not medical. These medical colleges or medical institutions, they are recognized under. There was a Medical Council of Ordinance known as PMDC, Pakistan Medical and Council Ordinance, which has been replaced with Pakistan Pharmacy, Pakistan Medical Commission nowadays. So the Section 2D is, what is the definition of medical institution? Yani go Section 2E means Pakistan Pharmacists Association. There is a Pakistan Pharmacists Association in Pakistan which has four chapters: Sindh chapter, Punjab chapter, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa chapter, Balochistan chapter. So that is a Pakistan Pharmacists Association. It means the association registered under the Societies Registration Act 1860 and known at the commencement of Pharmacy Amendment Act R73 by that name. So there is a Pakistan Pharmacists Association. As you know, there is a Pakistan Medical Association for doctors. There is a Pakistan Medical Association for doctors. Similarly, for pharmacists, there is a Pakistan Pharmacists Association, which has to be registered under Registration Act 1860. Then further they go for Section 2F, means pharmacist. What is the definition of pharmacist? Pharmacist means a person who is registered under Section 24 in a Register A and Register B. Pharmacist means a person who is registered under Section 24 in Register A and Register B. Now it has been replaced. The definition, when we go for further, we'll do what is the Register A, what is the Register B, and what is a Register C. So they have changed the definition in further when you go, when you will read about Bill of Pharmacy Council. So this definition now, it has been a little bit changed. Earlier, the pharmacist, only pharmacist who is registered in a Register A. Now further, the Register B and C has different definition. It's different from the pharmacist, because B is for those who have passed through a technician course. For technicians, there's a Register B. They don't call themselves as a pharmacist. Then there is a further there is a 2G. 2G is pharmacy institutions. Now means an institution whose qualification of pharmacy are recognized under this act. Found because your pharmacy faculty is recognized under the act, it is a pharmacy institution from where the pharmacy education has to be given to the people or students, whatever. Then to H, there is a provincial council, means the pharmacy council of a province established under section 3. Now there is a Sindh Pharmacy Council, there is a Punjab Pharmacy Council, there is a Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Pharmacy Council, there is a Balochistan Pharmacy Council. Now they have to serve in their provinces. So they are the provincial pharmacy council. So they all are established under section 3. Is it okay? जी बच्चों.
Yes, sir.
We further go further. So now what they have to do? So within a period of 1 year from the commencement of this act, means it's 1967, what the government have to do? Further, how they act within a period of 1 year from the commencement of this act, means in 1967, whatever the date when this act was promulgated, A, the central, earlier it was known as before 73 constitution, they were known as central government. And if you go through 1973 constitution, now they are known as federal government. So that's why I've added over there federal government. Earlier in that act written is there is central government, but now because it is a federal government, so you better understand that the federal government, or in original act it was central government, shall notify in the official gazette establish a central pharmacy council to be known by the name of Pharmacy Council of Pakistan, and B, each provincial government shall in like manner establish a provincial pharmacy council to be known by the name of province concerned. So after the promulgation of this act, now what the federal government, they have to notify the Pharmacy Council of Pakistan, and the provinces has to establish provincial pharmacy councils to regulate the education of pharmacy or all pharmacy matters. Further, each pharmacy council established under subsection 1 shall be body corporate having perpetual succession and common seal with power, among others, to acquire, hold, and dispose of property, and shall be named, use, and use for. What they have to do? They have the property, their own offices, they must have established under 2 part of that section 1. Now from where the bill has to be introduced? Fair, that this is a further amendment. So because in that act, there were all clauses, they are replaced by this bill. It is 26 August 2013, this is introduced. So that's why I've omitted the other clauses of act. These all are substituted, replaced in a manner. So that's why I've added over this introduction of this introduced Senate bill, which has been amended in 26 August 2030. So because similarly things were there, so that's why I omitted that one of Pharmacy Act 67. So I have written over these things. Similarly, the title is the same, shutter extent is the same, which was in. So now they have changed this. So this, if you go short title, extent and commencement, this act may be called the Pakistan Pharmacy Council Act 2013. That was Pharmacy Act to 1967. Now it is replaced with the Pakistan Pharmacy Council Act 2013. Similar, two is one and two is it extends to the whole of Pakistan. It shall come into force at once. Similarly, the definitions they have little bit change in this definition. So they have replaced these things. First two is this in this act, unless there is anything repugnant in the subject account. First is apprentice in pharmacy. They have added there in that act. If you see that they have the pharmacist of A and B register, they have introduced another class, register C. So register C is an apprentice in pharmacy means a person who is enrolled in register C under section 28, right? Similarly, they have added this and a new class, register C. There was A and B, but they have added register C over there. Then B is there to be approved, means approved under section 17 and 18, or as the case may be, section 19. So if you go through when you come over section 17, 18, 19, we read, so means what meaning of approved over there. Now they've also added to C, code of ethics and conducts. Another new class added over there. To C, code of ethics and conduct means the code of ethics and conduct as prescribed and revised by the council from time to the pharmacist has to follow the code of ethics and conduct. Again, the two D's that council means the Pakistan Pharmacy Council established under Section 3. The same thing with you have to you have gone through that in Drug Acts in the Pharmacy Act 67, Section 3. Now they have added in this degree, Section 2E further. So E is that degree in pharmacy means a basic degree in pharmacy conferred by a university or an institution recognized by the council for this purpose. Now, your Form D, if it is not recognized, issued by a university which is not recognized by a council, it is just a piece of paper. It is not a valid degree. So the section 2E says that degree in pharmacy means a basic degree in pharmacy conferred by university or an institution recognized by the council for this purpose is a valid degree. Now, if you are going to Form D, so if it is not conferred by university, which is recognized by the council, makes it just a piece of paper. Now, further, they have established 2F drug court. There are drug courts in all provinces. So, drug court means a court established under Section 31 of the Drug Act 1976. So, drug court means a court established under Section 31 of the Drug Act 1976, now which has also replaced by the Draft Act 2012. Further, government means the federal government. In the